Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, yeah. Hey, only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place. They say it gets colder. You're funneled up now. Wait till you get older. But the media men beg to differ. Judging by the hole in the satellite picture, the ice we skate is getting.
Hello, fellow freedom seekers, and welcome to our caravan. Welcome to our home. So lovely to see you here online. 5 people already, Ala and Simon, and our faithful fans, Vasilika and Steve. Hello. How lovely to see you on this beautiful, extremely cold evening in the UK. On 26th of February 2023, the last 2 days of February ahead, and Wednesday 1st of March is a happy day on the campsite because we are opening the gates to everyone. So in winter we had our seasonal guests who are here for most of the year, our old customers, our regular customers, but on 1st of March we'll open to everyone. So hopefully the site will come alive after winter and we will meet some of you on site. Yes, so thank you for thumbs up. We already have 8, so this is a great start. I think first time ever we start with so many thumbs up already. If you haven't done it yet, please give us thumbs up and please join in the chat. Move Sky, hi. You tow with van or car or 4x4? Oh, thank you very much, Simon. Hoping to stay in Mill Park next year. The park looks lovely. It is lovely. We put, not only us, but many people put a lot of work to make sure this park looks lovely. We put a lot of work and effort into it to look after it. So, Move Sky, in answer to your question, we haven't towed our caravan yet. We have a standard car. It's not a van, it's not 4x4. Marek could tell you more about towing this caravan, Fendt 700, which is rather large and rather heavy. I have a feeling that our car, our regular car, could pull it, could tow it, but I'm not 100% sure. So today we are talking, I hope we will talk together about buying your first caravan, and that you will share some stories. Oh, Simon discovered your channel a few months ago. Love the videos. Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you. It means a lot. It really means a lot, because sometimes, you know, we are still a very small channel and we are still at the beginning of our YouTube journey. We are learning a lot, and we really appreciate your feedback, guys. Not only positive but also constructive criticism, which helps us grow and develop, you know, new skills and make better videos. But I have to tell you, it's an emotional roller coaster publishing on YouTube, because you have times and you have content which is very popular and well received and people love it and they watch it. Hi, Sue! And sometimes you publish something like our last video wasn't a hit, really. I don't know if you've seen it, about owning lights, but sometimes it's just the wrong timing, or people are not interested in this topic yet. Maybe they will be when it gets a bit warmer. They'll start to set their owning up. So sometimes, you know, it's a bit of up and down. So I'm glad you found us, because there are so many creators, so many channels. You know, internet, YouTube is massive. It's like the sea of content. So to find your public, to find your tribe, to find your friends, ultimately, it's a real achievement, you know, to connect with people who are like-minded. And like, you know, we are sitting today, you are in your homes, I'm in my home on wheels. We don't know each other yet. I don't know most of you, but you know, we click, we enjoy each other's company. So it's fantastic. That's what we love about creating a YouTube channel and making videos for you. Simon, we bought our first caravan last October. We are going away for the first time in March. Oh, how lovely. So you are pretty new to caravanning. So I hope we'll share some stories and some tips. Maybe we'll create a little list of tips for everyone who's looking to buy a caravan, because I know that, for example, Steve and Vasilika, I'm not sure if you're still looking for one or you put it on hold for a while, but there are quite many people looking to buy or maybe dreaming about their first caravan. So Simon, tell us, how did you buy it? Did you buy it privately or did you buy it from a dealer? Is it a new caravan? Is it a used caravan? So those of you who are caravanning, or maybe you've been caravanning for years, do you remember your first caravan? And before we start, here is something I wrote down about newbies to caravanning. And this is something we did ourselves. This is like a common trait of people who are super excited about caravanning. And they often miss one important thing, one important detail. And obviously, we've talked to a few. We talked to 3 couples who did the same thing. And we also did the same thing. So we know at least 8 people who committed this. So I will show you what it is towards the end of this live. But I wonder if this topic comes up tonight. If it does, it means I'm a witch. But I will reveal it towards the end of the video, of the stream, because it is a live Q&A. Right, so Steve and Vasilika on hold while we save. Yes, Move Sky Dog has... Yes, it's been so cold. We took him for a walk before our live stream. Then he played with Kong in the caravan, and now he's resting. Simon bought it from a trader in Lincoln. 2009 Eldis Odyssey. Yes, exactly. All beds in this caravan are dog beds. Move Sky. We counted recently that he has 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5 favorite spots to sleep, and this is supposed to be his spot where we are sitting, you know, our dinette. We bought this caravan thinking that this dinette will be turned into a single bed, and this will be a dog bed and dog space, but obviously, and of course, he chose a different bed to himself. So 2009, this is a super new caravan for the first caravan. So you bought it from a trader. And why not privately? There are pluses and minuses of going privately, of buying privately. But I'm just interested in your reasons, Simon, why you chose to buy from a dealer, because this could help other people who are looking to buy their first caravan. Sue, is Diesel better now? Yes, Sue, he's surprisingly well, thanks God, because we were so worried about him and about those really 2 procedures. He is 11 now, our doggy, so we were not so sure if it's a good idea, you know, to put him through this. But a few days, literally 3 days after the procedure, he was like a pup again, because one of the treatments was removing teeth, bad teeth. He's a few years younger, this dog now. I think we wrote about it on Instagram, so it was such a relief and such a nice surprise, really. Yeah, so we are super pleased with how quickly he recovered. Right, so hopefully Simon will tell us a little bit more about his caravan. 2009, how many births? And Sue, you are caravanning, am I right? You also have a caravan? Is that your first caravan, or you've had a few? Simon, no reason for buying from a trader. We were after a specific model layout. We chose the best one we could afford. I think this is a good strategy, Simon. Going for the best one you can afford. And I think probably for Simon, for Steve and Vasilika, if you want to save, I think you want to go for something newer. Ah, 5 berth. 5 berth, nice. So how long did it take you, Simon, to find this caravan? Because for us, it was a year and a half. We were not in a rush. And I think this is something which may be problematic for first-time buyers. Once you convince your family and you make this decision, yes, we are getting our first caravan. Oh, you've had 4, Sue. Do you remember your first one? And when was it? How long ago did you buy your first one? So once everyone is excited, you know, people start to plan those lovely holidays in their caravan. Are they touring or putting it on a seasonal pitch? They want it quickly, they want it now. And there is this risk of, you know, going for something which may be not suitable for you, or maybe over the budget, or dodgy. Something that is not in the best shape, but you know, you want it, you can't wait, you want it now. So it's a roller coaster. I don't know if you agree, those of you who bought already, but it is a bit of a process. And this caravan is our second. Yeah, we only second, no, third. This is our third. And we took a year and a half to buy it. We were looking and researching for over a year, about a year and a half. And we were ready to travel, you know, through most of the country, because we saw some up north, some for sale from traders, and we were ready to travel to pick one up. But this one came up locally, so we were super pleased. Never newer, okay, Steve and Vasika, definitely newer than the last one we saw, but I think you only saw one, you saw 2. Simon, it took us about 3 or 4 weeks. Oh, that's super quick. The layout was the most important for us rather than a particular make. So what was your ideal layout then? Look for caravan for working round the UK. Oh, what do you mean, Move Sky? Look for a caravan for working around the UK. Ah, you want a caravan to tow while you work around the country. That's a good idea, rather than paying for hotels. This actually reminds me a funny story about Fendt caravans. Maybe not funny, but interesting. That these caravans are manufactured by a company which normally produces tractors. And it's a German company which is into agricultural machinery, and they only started making some caravans because they wanted farmers in Germany, which, you know, who sometimes work for days and weeks, especially in the summer. They work on fields for many weeks without going home. They wanted to create a caravan which could be hitched to a tractor, so a farmer could move it with them from field to field and enjoy a bit of home comforts after work on fields for all day, which is, you know, this is a great story. We live in a farmer caravan. Yeah, so it was a lunar sunbeam, 25 years old. Oh, 25 years ago! We didn't know much about them then, and there was damp. Oh, and a mushroom. Now you are laughing at it. 25 years later you're laughing at it, but I bet when you were dealing with it, it wasn't so funny, was it? Did you know you are buying a caravan with damp, or this came up as a surprise later after purchase? Simon, we chose a caravan with a lounge at each end, so my daughter can have her own space. That's nice. Oh, mushrooms. Eee, that sounds familiar, Vasilika, doesn't it? Oh, damp, this is the worst curse of the caravans, and especially older ones. So we have 9 thumbs up. We are streaming live on 26th of February on Sunday, like every Sunday. Oh, we've done a few lives together by now. So if you are watching on another day, please comment under the video and give us thumbs up and say hi. So there will be no live chat after today. You can't take part in the chat, but you can still leave a comment under the video. So please do it if you remember and if you watch us on any other day. Oh, so my husband Graham, well done Graham, had to rebuild it. So yeah, this one would be probably this one would be the most important tip for first-time buyers. If there are any signs of damp, and probably the first one is smell. However, sometimes sellers disguise it, you know, with air fresheners or fresh paint. I think we did a video about it, how to check a second-hand, you know, used caravan before purchase. But damp is one of the biggest nightmares, isn't it? Especially with those older vans which have wood in their structure, because newer vans are a bit more resistant and you know, they're stronger, more robust, and water ingress is not such an issue. But if you are buying something which was manufactured in 1990s, 1995, it would be really hard to find, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think it would be really hard to find a van of this age which is dry. Oh dear. So if you are buying a van and you know there are some signs of leak or signs of mold, you could use it to reduce the price, you know. You could still buy it and work on it, like we hear from Sue, that it is possible to rebuild it if you have skills and time on your hands. But I think the worst case scenario is that if you buy a damp ridden caravan and you are not aware of it, and as you move in and you know you start to move cushions, you make your bed, you start to discover what's underneath, what's in the lockers. Did it happen to any of you? Did you buy a damp rotten van, you know, without knowing about it? Wi-Fi and caravan campsite. What do you mean, Move Sky? So yeah, I hope it didn't happen to you. And first-time buyers, remember, check for damp and signs of leak, and use your nose. Your nose is a good indicator. Yeah. Is there anyone here? Is there anyone here with us who's looking to buy the first caravan? Who's hoping to buy? It's worth buying a moisture meter before you purchase a caravan. Yes, but does it involve making holes in the wall? We didn't buy one. We don't have one. Actually, I haven't seen one. But I think, at least with some damp meters, they have to be pinned in the walls. But well, tell me about yours, Simon. That sounds interesting. So this is probably an advantage of buying from, well, not probably, this is a great advantage of buying from a dealer rather than a private person, that those caravans from trusted sellers, trusted traders, they will have warranty and they will have service. Very often they will be serviced, and you will pay more than privately. Usually those vans bought privately are a bit cheaper, or a lot cheaper, but then on the other hand, you never know what you are getting. You may get something that has many problems and issues, and at least with a dealer you have some warranty, you have a person to come back to, and you know, if there are issues, they should take care of it. Right. Oh, very small hole. I also heard that some sellers don't agree for you to try, you know, to check the reading, whether there is any damp in the caravan. So if they don't let you, this is probably a sign the caravan has a damp problem. Ah, you haven't bought it, Simon. The trader gave me, that's a useful tip and useful piece of knowledge. The trader gave me a damp report when we bought the caravan. Very nice. So obviously when you have a bigger budget, you are in a much more secure and comfortable position. But if you start small, you know, if you are buying something for a few £100 or maybe up to 1,000, if it's your first caravan, your starter van, it's quite a risky procedure, really, unless you are prepared to rebuild it and you are ready for a project. So Sue, how long did it take you to renovate this first caravan and make it usable? We have a friend who bought a caravan which had a damp problem. He bought it for very little money, a few £100. I think it was 2 years ago. And he renovated it and he rebuilt it from inside and outside. So the thing was that as he started to, for example, he started with one window because there was a leak around the window. He thought he had a problem with one leak. But as he started to rip the plywood, he just went further and further and further, and he ended up rebuilding all interior walls and gluing panels outside. I think it took him a year. It took him a year to get it right. He succeeded. He's done it. But it took a lot of effort and a lot of work. 2 years. Wow. So I hope you kept it afterwards and you had some good use of it. I remember how we bought our first caravan, and I think you will not believe. And you know, the difference between our first and our third, the difference in our approach is just staggering. I realize now. So I will tell you all about it, but I'll just have a sip of tea first. So I hope you have some nice drink with you. You are finishing your weekend, but probably most of you, sorry to bring it up, but I'm just super excited that we are starting our weekend. We are working today and yesterday. Tomorrow we are off, and on Tuesday we are off. And this is going to be our last weekend off together till December. Oh, I need to drink. I need a drink. Oh, Simon, this is a really good question. So maybe I'll answer this question first. And if you are really interested in how we bought our first caravan with Marek, you will remind me to tell you this story. I think this is a good approach. What have the best pitches at your side? Oh, you are well informed. You know, there is top field, bottom field. There is also a lake field. Oh, I'm glad you had some lovely holidays and, you know, managed to squeeze some good times out of this caravan. So there are 3 fields, and I would say that each of them is a bit different. And it's really hard to say which one is the best or which one has the best pitches. But because what is the best pitch? For some, it will be a pitch in the sun, in the shade, close to the playground, close to the toilets, far from bar, close to bar. So each of them, is a bit different. So each field is a bit different. So in summary, top field is probably top field and lake field are closer to the main building and reception and the shop and the bar. So if you look at the map of the whole site on Mill Park website, there is a map of the whole site. So as you drive in, you enter on Topfield, you enter through Topfield. The next one is Lakefield, and in the middle between those two fields there is the main building, reception, shop and the bar. The third field, the bottom field, it's towards the end. There is another shower block, but it's a bit further to the shop and the playground for children, a bit further to fish as well, a bit further to the lake. So if your criterion, what a beautiful word. If your criterion for a good pitch is, for example, the sun, I would say that probably bottom field is the sunniest, center of Lakefield and center of Topfield is the sunniest. But in the summer, it's the bottom field where the sun reaches for the longest period. So very often, for example, on our pitch, we are in the shade, and we like that because we have a dog. So another factor, shade, it may work for you. So we like our pitch because we get plenty of shade in the afternoon, and it's great in the summer for diesel. So if we, Marek sent a link. So if you want a bit of shade, probably Lakefield. But again, on some pitches you have sun in the morning or in the afternoon. It's an impossible question to answer. Yeah, so I think you would have to be a bit more specific. So when you book, you know, especially at quieter times, if you have some specific requirements, what makes your perfect pitch, for example, you want to be in the sun or you want to be in the shade, just talk to the receptionist and they will see what they can do for you. But not only each field is a bit different, each pitch is slightly different. So the position in the field also matters. It's like with wine. It's like growing, you know, grapes. It's exactly like this. So if you are into wine tasting, you know that grapes grown on the same field taste differently. So this corner, you know, exposed more to wind or sun, will produce different fruit. It's a bit like that with camping pitches. I don't know if I answered your question, Simon. So there is also another consideration is noise and roads. So this is something I mentioned during last live stream, because I remember that Suyu wanted a quieter pitch. So look at the map, because there is quite a busy road between Ilfracombe and Cwmaltyn. So this side and pitches closer to this road will have a bit of road noise, whereas those closer to the village will be quieter. Oh, yeah. I hope, well, and again, sometimes, you know, you can move, but not always. If you come in July or August, there will be no movement. But if you come during a quieter time, you could change your pitch. But there are so many different that I hope you will find your perfect. And I always say that once you found a perfect pitch on a site which you enjoy, book it for the next stay before you leave, because it's really hard to find something which works for you and ticks all the boxes. So do we live on this site all year round? No, this pitch is seasonal because our work is seasonal. So we live here for the duration of our work, and we usually go away in winter for a few months. Yes, look at the map. Have a look at the map. So we are surrounded by woods, which means that edges of fields get shade either in the morning or in the afternoon. So probably the sunniest positions are centers of fields. Yeah. How are we doing for time? It's almost half an So another thing I think super important, and this is something we are discussing in the video which you will see soon. I think we should mention, especially if first-time buyers are watching us today, caravan sales scams. Unfortunately, I don't know if you came across any dodgy adverts when you were looking for your caravan, Simon. But unfortunately there are many scammers out there, and they know that people getting especially their first caravan are super excited, and they want to get it as soon as possible, and unfortunately it makes first-time caravan buyers perfect victims of scammers. So when I was preparing the video about the most popular scams, the most popular caravan sales scams, I honestly couldn't believe two things, actually three things: that there are so many scenarios and so many stories, that scammers are so cheeky, and finally that people fall for these stories. But you know, they are still around, they are still happening, so unfortunately they must be working, those scam scenarios. So I hope that this video will be helpful, and hopefully it will save someone from entering a really dodgy deal. So how many of you are watching? There are 10 thumbs up. 5. Okay. We lost someone. We lost some of you. Maybe people want to make a cup of tea. So Simon, you said you are coming to Mill Park? Did you say you booked? Oh, you are going away in March for the first time. Are you going far from home, Simon? Because many people, they do their first caravan trip very close to home, and I think this is a really clever idea. No, we didn't see any dodgy adverts. However, the trader we bought our van from was very difficult to get information from. We asked to see a video before we bought it. So it was a bit more, it was a bit far from your home. You couldn't just go and view the van, because this is the common trap, really, and something that appears in most scams, that people transfer money before they view the van, or even without viewing. And in most cases these vans don't exist. For local, okay, for 3 nights. Yeah, I'm sure it will be fantastic. Have you slept in your caravan on your driveway? Because that's what many people do when they get their first caravan. We didn't sleep in our first caravan when we got it, but we were sitting in it. We like to hang out in our caravan on the driveway. Oh, how lovely. Yes, the area is nice, Simon. And of course, it's been taking me a long time, but I have an ambition of preparing a little local guide for our viewers, for freedom seekers who come to Mill Park and to North Devon. So I want to prepare a short document with information about shops, beaches, our favorite attractions in the area, and some insider tips for you so you can make the most of your stay. So, well, do you like the idea of that? Those of you who are coming, maybe you will give me a bit of a push to finally sit down and do it, to write it up. Because we've been here, well, it's our 5th season. but we've been here for over 4 years now, so we know the area pretty well. However, I would say we know the really local to us area, maybe within an hour drive. We don't tend to venture further, because in the season when we work, we don't have days off together, which means we can't go away any further for any longer periods of time. And even when we have a day out or an afternoon out or a break out, one of us is always going to work the next morning, so we don't venture very far from the site. Oh, our caravan is in storage, so we haven't slept in it yet. We can't fit it on our driveway. Oh, is the storage local? But see, there is a solution to everything. Not having a driveway is not a problem. You can always put it in storage. Absolutely. Yeah, this is something interesting. When we bought our first caravan, we were living in a lovely flat. Really nice. We had a big living room with French doors leading to the garden. The garden was south-facing, so it was a really sunny garden and a really sunny, lovely, bright lounge. And often when our friends were coming to see us, they would say, "Can we go and sit in your caravan?" And we would get out and walk to the car park where the caravan was sited. Actually, we didn't have space on our driveway either. We parked it in somebody else's car park, and I remember we paid every month for this spot. And it was amazing that very often when we wanted just to chill and relax or have a heart-to-heart chat, we would go to this caravan and sit in the caravan rather than at home. So there is something, at least for us, there is something about small cozy spaces. I don't know if you feel, do you feel a bit more relaxed, a bit calmer, you know, a bit, yeah, calmer? Do you feel a bit calmer in your caravan than you feel at home? Oh, storage is 3 miles away. Nice. Oh, okay, Simon, thank you for popping in. Keep up the great videos. I think I will write it down on a piece of paper and hang this notice on my fridge to keep me motivated. Thank you very much. But what really motivates us is probably meeting you guys, meeting people who view our videos. This always gives us a boost, because we never know who's watching and we never know how people will respond to those videos, and many of them just get in a car, in a camper, or you know, they come here. And I would say that majority of viewers we meet, they don't tell us they are coming. So in the past, very often it was a surprise, because this is not our first channel, Freedom Seekers. We were running a different channel for many years in the past, also about caravanning and traveling and van life. And many of our first viewers, let's say, they would surprise us in the summer here in Mill Park. And I would say that we definitely prefer to know, because especially in the summer when we are busy, it may be a struggle to find time to meet you guys, to, you know, have a cup of tea together even. But if we know in advance, we can plan ahead and make sure we have some time, because we absolutely love meeting our viewers, which is amazing, because you come and you see the site which you know from the videos, and it seems familiar. Even though you are first time here, it seems familiar because you know it from the videos. You know exactly where everything is. You know me quite well, but I don't know you. Well, I know some of you, if you comment a lot, and you come for live streams, but most of people just turn up and they are completely anonymous, and very often they say, I've watched every single video, but they never wrote one comment. So how could we know they enjoyed the film? We don't know them unless they speak up online. So this is an interesting fact of creating content on YouTube. Going back to the topic of buying the first caravan. Scams. Yes, so apart from dump scams, there is one more major risk to first-time buyers, and it is buying a stolen caravan. And there are ways of minimizing really the risk, but unfortunately that's the case as well, that thieves advertise stolen property or caravans which are still on finance. That could be a nasty surprise as well, and probably a topic for another video. So to sum it up, I would say, and maybe you will add something, how to minimize the risk, when you are buying your first caravan. I would say do your research, get an idea how much a caravan of this make and model and year should cost, what's the average price. And if you see an advert which advertises the van for a fraction of the price, which is supposed to be in the great shape, this is a bit suspicious. You should be careful with such adverts. And I think, well, buying from traders with good reputation and good reviews is much safer than buying privately. And if you have to buy privately, if you decide to buy privately, and it is your first caravan especially, if you don't feel confident at inspecting the van yourself, ask someone who had the van before, who's used to caravanning, ask them to come with you. And if you don't know anyone, just look for a local caravanning group, and I'm sure someone in your area will be happy to help, because caravanners are generally very supportive, very friendly people, and it is a very open and helpful community. We are on many Facebook groups for caravanners and campers, and it's actually lovely to see that whenever someone has a problem or a question, there are so many people happy to answer and happy to help. Right, so I have a feeling there is a video how to check a second-hand caravan before buying. I'm pretty sure we did a video about that. And talking about videos and where they can lead, today Marek showed me a comment on one of the Facebook groups. We shared our video about seasonal pitches, and we saw a comment from someone who wrote, "We bought a seasonal pitch on your side and we are looking forward to meeting you." So this is a small world, that guys who bought a seasonal pitch here, they saw a video, our video, so in a way they met me through the video, but I haven't met them yet. So this is super exciting. Yeah, I think they wrote something nice about our videos too. Right, who's still here? Who's still listening? Who's still watching? We will be wrapping up soon. It's been a crazy weekend, really. We went out yesterday. I think if you follow us on Instagram, you know what we were up to yesterday. We went out and had some fun. We don't go out very often. But we really like live music. But most of the gigs don't start till 9 o'clock in the evening, and it's too late for us. But yesterday there was a nice band in a local pub, and they started at 8, which was nice and early. I still needed a nap before I went. So this is a sign of age, that you are still going out just you need a nap first? Are you there already? Do you need a nap before you go out in the evening? Okay, so I think it's time to reveal my card. My little oh, Sue is here. How lovely. Are you doing something? Sometimes people listen to my bubbling and they do something else and they listen to me in the background. And I have to share something with you, something really nice. Maybe you will be happy to do it as well. In the past, we got photographs from our viewers. We called it tour of living rooms. So what they were doing, they were taking photo of the device they watch our live stream on. So we were getting pictures of their living rooms. And live stream was, you know, they were watching live stream on TV in the lounge, usually in the living room. So this was quite funny to kind of have a peek in our viewers' homes. So we called it tour of the living room. So if you want to share a snap of how you are watching me right now, please do send us a photo. It would be fab to see, whether it's a phone or a TV. So this is a common feature of many first-time buyers. We've done it as well, and as I said, a couple of our friends did too. And it is no tow bar. So many people are so excited about buying their first caravan that they go to view it and they actually buy a caravan even though they don't have a tow bar yet. So not many people think whether they will be able to tow the caravan with their car. And we've done it. We bought a caravan before we fitted the tow bar on our car. We borrowed a car from my parents to tow the caravan to us, and then Marek sorted the tow bar later. But we were so excited about owning a caravan that not having a tow bar was not a problem. And we know a couple of our friends who's done it too. So let me know if you've been there. Have you bought your first caravan before you fitted a tow bar on your car? This is so funny. Good times. Okay. Thank you very much for a lovely evening, ladies and gents. It's been a long day because yesterday we had the long night. Today we were at work, and I was still buzzing after yesterday's evening. We had a great evening. We met so many fantastic people yesterday. So I was still buzzing with energy today, and after work I went to film a video. Ha ha ha. So I'm super organized. It's been quite full on, but now I feel I need some rest. So thank you so much. Have a lovely week, everyone. It's getting cold in the UK. I can't believe how cold it is right now. It's like December all over again. So wrap up warm, take care of yourself, enjoy the last hours of weekend, and we will be enjoying our weekend, our last weekend tomorrow and on Tuesday, and then we will be back to our normal routine of starting work at 6:30 in the morning and working on site till the end of November. So we are joking that we are fully booked. We have a camping pitch booked till the end of November. Oh, right. Thank you very much, and I hope you will join me next week, next Sunday. We already have some plans for next live Q&A. We hope it will be a different venue, so not in a caravan, and I will see you there. Have a good evening, and thank you for popping in. Thank you for all your comments and questions on chat. Bye bye.